Hello and welcome to the EduTalk series hosted by Biotone EduPartner Program, and massage industry experts. As massage schools, students, and practicing therapists have met the challenges presented by COVID and its variants, the EduTalk series hosted by Biotone continues to support virtual learning and building massage community by connecting you with industry experts who share their knowledge and expertise on topics not only for class discussion, but career success. Tonight's expert is Irene Diamond, developer of Active Myofascial Therapy, the Diamond Method, an inside-out approach to providing effective results. She's an educator, private coach, and mentor at her Dream Practice Mastery Academy. She's a 2013 inductee into the Massage Therapy Hall of Fame, and as a pain reliever and mover and prover, established San Francisco's first pain relief and wellness center in 1995. Let's listen and learn as Irene shares her strategies on how to attract affluent and appreciative clients while giving back to the community. Big heart, big income. She'll review how to recognize mutual best fit clients, how to build confidence by speaking their language, and how to combine a financially solid business model while giving back to your community as therapreneurs. Hi, Irene. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'll let you get right to it, and I'll see you on the other side.
Okay, thank you so much, Donnell. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Hey, everybody. Welcome to my little world. I'm working from home today, and I'm excited to be sharing what I think is the absolute best way for you to give back to your community. I know you've got a big heart, but you still should be compensated and have a very successful, thriving practice. So that's what we're going to be sharing today. And I am going to share my screen without further ado. I do want to use the chat feature throughout the presentation. I'm going to be asking you some questions. So if you're comfortable popping in there and sharing on the chat, that would be great. And right now, if you'd like, I would love to have you just add in the chat right now, if you're somewhere where you can be typing, not driving, and let us know if you've already been donating and giving back in some way in your practice. If you've already been adding some philanthropic arm to your practice, if you've already been donating finances, time, or services. If you've done that, pop it in the chat, and that way I can see what you've got. And I'm going to share my screen. So here we go. All right, hopefully you can see this. So we are good. Yes, Donnell, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, perfect. Okay, so big heart, big money. How to attract affluent, appreciative clients while giving back. So I'm talking about giving back and attracting affluent clients. They can go hand in hand. And we'll get into all the details on how to do that without getting ripped off. This is for clinic owners and therapists, or as Donnell mentioned, the word therapreneur. I like that word because, again, it's you running your business, or if you work with others in a clinic, you are entrepreneurs, and oftentimes you're also therapists. So how are we going to do this today? We're going to talk about, like I just asked in the chat, how many of you have already donated services? How many of you have given back in some regard? If you've maybe done chair massage at events, maybe you've paid money to an organization, maybe you've done some hours and invested with your team, or you alone doing some support for a nonprofit, something like that. I'm guessing many of you watching this presentation have already given back, donated to charities or nonprofits in the past, and it felt great. But some of you might have done it thinking you're also going to get new clients, and it didn't happen. Or once the organization had a taste of you, they wanted more, and they wanted you to continue to volunteer or give more services. Or possibly the effort and time that you put into it did not result in the wishes, in what you wished for. So don't worry, that's why we're here. I see in the chat, Meryl said yes to giving back, no to getting back for affluent clients. So I'm not sure what that means, but you've donated to organizations. Maybe it did not result in attracting your affluent clients. So we'll talk about why that is and how it all works. And I'm going to ask this question because this is so common. Who here has ever been asked to volunteer or donate service and they tell you for exposure? What happened to my slide? It says hilarious. They've said, would you like to volunteer and offer chair massage? Would you like to be a part of our health fair? Would you like to donate your services at the end of this fun run? Would you like to bring a bunch of massage therapists or physical therapists or estheticians and provide services? It'll give you a lot of exposure. Raise your hand if that's happened or type in the chat, yes, me. Well, it's hilarious, right? And the reason I think it's hilarious, and you might not really think it's hilarious, but it's kind of sad, is because their heart is in the right place, saying you'll get exposure, which you do, but they're doing it as a way to get free services, right? Makes sense. I understand, you understand, but what happens is it ends up backfiring 99% of the time if not done strategically. And I see in the chat, yes, not falling for that anymore. So these requests are enough to give you a pain in the neck. Too many well-meaning practice owners fall for it. And that's exactly what you said, not falling for that anymore. We get this invitation. It sounds like a good idea at first. It sounds like this is going to be great. We're going to really, be able to get some exposure and get better known in our community. And it all sounds fabulous. But the reality is, what happens is it doesn't work. And a lot of people, coaches, programs tell you to give away free services to get exposure. And again, it does give you exposure. There is no doubt about it. But what happens is it gives you exposure oftentimes to the wrong group of people. Now, a group of people are not wrong, but they're wrong for you. They're not your target market. They're not what you might be categorizing as people who fit into the group of dream clients. So if you followed me for any length of time, I always talk about focusing on your dream clients. Those are people who you love working with, who want what you have, who you're super good at providing results or outcomes for. They're people who you get and who get you and who are a perfect match. Long ago when I used to think being open to the public was the answer. Now, and I'll talk about this a little bit later in the presentation, now I'm all about transitioning to a precise private practice where you get to handpick your best fit clients. So yes, if you go and volunteer at all these events and things, yes, you will get exposure, but you're getting exposure to the public. I want you to get exposure to your handpicked dream clients. So don't worry, that's why we're here today. Why are these opportunities turning into such a, turning into such a pain? Because again, they're not your target market. The people are not pre-qualified. And oftentimes you're not able to continue to market to the client who you might have given a sample to. So what happens is you're sort of throwing things into the wind, kind of the old proverbial throw the spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. You go and you volunteer, you donate your services, you're there for an hour or 2 or 5 or 3 days, and you're hoping that people are going to go, wow, this therapist is amazing, I want more. Put in the chat, me, if that's been you before. And don't worry, I've done it before. I was doing the exact same thing because that's what I was taught. That's what I was told way back when. So we're here today so you can strategically donate and give back. You can learn how to give back, make a difference in your community, as well as have your dream practice. My goal for this webinar is to share with you how to attract your dream clients, as well as generating revenue and building goodwill through giving back or donations. And it may sound a little counterintuitive, but that's okay. That's why we're here. Who am I? That's me standing in front of my wellness center on Lombard Street in San Francisco. Come visit when you're in town. I hold my Diamond Method and my Dream Practice Mastery Academy trainings here at our wellness center. Been there for 25 years. So in March will be 25 years. And it's been a blast. So I've been a mentor, a coach, and a practice owner for 30 years. And I teach practice owners how to get thrilled clients, how to gain maximum prosperity, and how to have more fun. You can tell I don't take things too seriously. We got to have fun in life. We have to enjoy ourselves while we're making an impact and receiving professional satisfaction and financial abundance. Everything today comes directly from the advice that I was given when I was trying to grow my then open to the public practice. That's a term I coined that many of you, most of you, unless you're in my academy, most of you now have a open to the public practice. That's how my business was built. The more the merrier. Come on in. It was a volume-based business. We wanted to attract as many clients as we possibly could, pack our books as much as we could, fill our schedules, and we did, and it worked, and it was exhausting. And then we transitioned into what I call a precise private practice. And a precise private practice, again, is where you get to handpick. You're in control. So when you're thinking about donating and things like that, we want to make sure that you're able to donate and handpick who you're donating to, what services you're donating, or money or time. And I'll be sharing with you how we do that. And I do work with people one-on-one in a small group. So if that's something you'd like to talk about after the presentation, of course, please reach out to me. All right, so I want to give you an example. And people think this is fake, but it's not. It actually was a screenshot just the other day I took of my inbox. Now, in the image, you'll see all of the Diamond Wellness request form, we give back request form, we go blah, blah, blah. You see down at the bottom, it was yesterday at 10 a.m. And then throughout the day, we ended up with all of these requests. There were 27 of them. These are new clients who had never heard about us before. Maybe they have, but they were just strangers to us, who literally took the time, went to our website, filled out an application, submitted the application to come see us. So this is all without advertising costs. We didn't spend a dime. We put time in, but we didn't spend any money. And it wasn't even that much time. We didn't waste a lot of time. We know how to do it because we've been doing this for so long. I started our We Give Back program. The very first program was in 2003. And I did it to tie into the American Massage Therapy Association, where they had a National Massage Awareness Day. And I thought back in 2003, what should I do? And I thought, let's give free massages to teachers and pregnant women. Teachers and pregnant women. Excuse me. And it was great. We got a lot of excitement. We didn't know what we were doing or how to structure it. We had one room set up. I had a bunch of therapists donating time. And it was fabulous. Teachers loved it. Pregnant women loved it. Everybody was appreciative. It was chaotic. It was unorganized. It was the very first time I had done something like this. And over the years, learned how to do it so much more gracefully, where it's not chaotic and it's super smooth and works really well. But you can start getting email requests like this or phone call requests like this when you have your own We Give Back program. Now, the topic of this is big hearts equals big money. And we know that you have a big heart and you deserve to make more money. Put it in the chat if you agree. Do you agree that even if you're giving back and even with your big heart, you deserve to make big money? Please, I want to hear. I want to see in the chat. Yes, 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 yes. Do you agree that you can have big money? Giving back or donating to your community is a win-win. It's a triple win, win-win-win. And I say it's a triple win. Yes, thank you. People are agreeing. I love that. You know, and I'll be honest with you as a business coach and mentor, and I've been doing this for 30 years, like I said, very often it's not across the board agreed that you should be compensated. A lot of people feel, and I'm the opposite, and I encourage you to be the opposite. A lot of people feel that if we're in this giving profession, that it's okay to sort of just scrape by. Why? I'm all about giving back and receiving. So, you know, the phrase give and take, I'd rather give and receive, and there's nothing wrong with receiving. So you can receive great financial independence and abundance. You can receive tremendous financial compensation when your practice is structured in the right way. And this is a perfect match where you can give back to your community and then receive as well. So it's a triple win. Why do I say it's a triple win? Because the therapist and the clinic owner wins, the clients win, and the community wins. Pretty easy to understand that. Now, here's just a couple little sort of fine nuances that are important from the understanding of giving back is one of the best marketing advantages you can have. Now, if you look around your city where you practice, my guess, just like in San Francisco, my guess is 99% of the practice owners are not doing any charitable giving. They're not donating any services, time, or money. So you can use this to your advantage. Again, people who are affluent, if you look around at any fundraiser, any charitable event, why are they doing black tie galas? Why are they held at the museums and the art galleries and the opera and the symphony? Why? Because they're giving back to the community. They're generating revenue for organizations and charities. And who's supporting it? People who are affluent. And people who just are regular people, of course, but it's such a perfect way to get your business associated with the upper echelon of people who have money, people who understand the value of supporting the community, and of course, people then who want your services once they get to know you. So the advantage shows that you care about your community. It creates a positive work environment for you and your employees. And here's the thing also, if you are looking, if you have job openings, people want to work for organizations and practices that are giving back to their community. Clients want that. I literally just, now that I'm saying this, I'm thinking, just a few days ago, we got a call from a woman. I picked up the phone and she's like, "Hey, Irene, it's Gabriella. Do you remember me?" I remember exactly who she is from years, probably 15 years ago. Why do I remember her? Because she wrote a review that said, "Great organization, and the owner donates services and gives workshops for free to the community." She wrote that in the review because it impacted her so much. She wanted to support she wanted to acknowledge that we support our community. And she came back in because she had some next stuff going on. But it just builds this wonderful camaraderie between clients, the community, your team, your staff, and it separates you from the others. Now look at the bottom line. Millennials, as you know, are the people with the money now. 70% of them say that they will spend more money on socially responsive organizations than on companies that are not socially responsive, which means giving back. So this is a big way where you can separate yourself from the other practices in your area. I call it giving to get gold. It generates new clients for you. It generates revenue. It generates community goodwill. You're giving and you're getting gold back. It also allows you to touch people who you might not be able to touch because they can't afford your services if they were to pay out of pocket. So you're able to bring your services to the good people in your community who may not have the financial ability to afford your services. Absolutely enhances your brand. So when we're talking about giving back, what are we giving back? 3 things: time, your services, and your money. Those are the 3 things we're talking about donating. And at first, now, before we jump into the meat of the presentation, I want to blow your mind. And I'm going to use the chat here. Make sure your chat is going to everyone as opposed to just individuals. So who here already donates time, services, or money for free and looks at it as a smart business move? Put donating is smart in the chat. If you believe that donating, giving free services, giving your time, giving money is a good business move, put donating is smart. Perfect. Raven says donating is smart. Gabrielle says donating is smart. Anybody else? Donating is smart. Who thinks it is? Because again, not everybody thinks it is. I thought giving away services at first was a good idea, and I did it, and it worked. And it was also exhausting, like I said. So now, of course, I know how to do it more strategically. Donating is smart, Carla says. Great, perfect. All right, next. This is where I'm going to blow your mind again, remember. Who thinks it is not a good idea? Put not donating in chat. If you don't think it's a good idea, if you think it's giving away your services and cheapening the value of your business and teaching people to look for freebies. Rachel says donating is not only smart, but it can create more. Absolutely. That's what we're talking about. Yep. Yeah. So anybody in the chat saying they're not donating because they think it's giving away the farm, that if people get something free, they're not going to become paying clients, or you feel like you're training people to be bargain seekers or freebie seekers or only attracting freebie seekers? Anybody here thinking that? No? All right. So here's the thing. This is what's going to blow your mind. Meryl says, it is smart, but I have not done it so far, just for charities. Gotcha. So maybe donating money to charities, not services. So I am going to stop sharing for a minute because I want to look you eyeball to eyeball here. This is where I'm going to blow your mind. For the people who understand giving back and donating services or time is worthwhile, this will make sense to you and you'll go, yeah, I get it. For those of you who think it's kind of a waste of money and time and effort, what I want to share with you is, for example, I'm sitting here in front of you giving this presentation. I'm not getting paid for it. I'm donating my time. I'm providing coaching and information and education and inspiration and all that good stuff. I'm donating this to you today here. Every presenter who's ever been on a podcast, been a guest on an interview, been written an article, what else? taught a class or a workshop and has not gotten compensated financially has been giving back to their community. Now, in this case, it's our professional community. In the case of your private practice, it's our practice, our brick and mortar community or local community. So why I'm saying I'm going to blow your mind is because for those of you who might be watching thinking it's not smart, Irene, this chick doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm not going to take what she's saying because I don't want to give away my services. I'm going to say, if you've ever written a post on social media with a little bit of insight or information, if you've ever answered somebody on social media, giving advice, giving a suggestion professionally, if you've ever donated anything, time, money, or services without getting compensated, it doesn't necessarily need to be your hands-on therapy or your movement therapy or your whatever your profession is, therapy or services. It can be your advice, your insight, your education, your ideas, your suggestions. You've been donating services. And the reason you've done it is to help people, to make an impact, but also possibly because then people go, oh, that person knows what they're talking about. I want more. And they reach out to you. And that's how giving back can generate the dream clients. How you answer your questions, how you give suggestions, what you offer, what you donate, those are all geared, structured to attract the dream client that you want. How you word it, where you post it, what you write, which podcasts, which interviews, which guest presentations you do will either attract your dream clients. Like right now, you all are my coaching dream clients. You're not my therapy dream clients, but probably a good handful of you, not everybody, a good handful of you are probably going to qualify in people who I would handpick and say, I would love to work with you. And I'm giving you a taste right now of how I work with people. So I hope you see the value of being able to give back in your expertise, in your community, and people will say, wow, they'll raise their hand, they'll say, I want to know more from this person, I want to receive their services, I want to connect. And that's the value of giving back. So I hope that has given you a little. I'm going to go back to share my screen. All right. My San Francisco Pain Relief, I told you about how I'm giving back now in this presentation, but my San Francisco Pain Relief Center, every single month, we donate a portion of our proceeds. And the choice that we've made as our beneficiary is the American Foundation of Suicide Awareness and Prevention. And that's in honor of my mom. She suicided in 1987. She was bipolar and in a very, very deep state of depression, took her life. Obviously tragic. And based on that, that's an organization, that's a cause that's near and dear to my heart. So I've chosen that organization to give financial support to. And what does that do for us? From a business standpoint, clients feel an affinity. They appreciate the effort. And of course, the money goes to a good cause. So in our case, that's our choice. You can choose an organization or more than one and have a percentage of your proceeds. I'll say that again, a percentage of your proceeds. That means of your profit. That means you don't go into the hole, or you can, but you figure out what percentage you want to donate. And it can be monthly, it can be annually, it can be weekly, however you want to do it. FYI, it can be a tax deduction. So this is, you need to talk to your accountant. I'm not a tax person, but financial donations are deductible. Services, or what's called in kind, are not. So make sure you get clear on that, because a lot of people think, oh, I can write off 10 hours of therapy if it's valued at $100 a session, but that's not the case. Okay, so be sure you're talking to your accountant on that. So what are we going to do? Let's get into the nitty gritty here. Ditch the fake exposure thing. And these are going to be my 3 strategies that I suggest you use for giving back. Number 1, donating your time, your services, or money for an event. So you choose an event sponsored by an organization that you endorse. So again, super popular ones are, Habitat for Humanity, veterans, breast cancer awareness, all that. Either you alone or your team, if you have other people working with you, can go and donate your time. You can help at the event. You can donate your time. My sister-in-law donates her time doing water samples at the coast for the coastal waterways here. So she's donating time. You can choose an organization or an event or something that's ongoing and donate time. Many of the big corporations pay their employees to donate their time. So the employee goes and works for the food kitchen or the food bank or the whatever. They're on the clock getting paid, but they're not working for the company, they're working for this organization. Why does the company do that? Because it builds goodwill, it gives back to the community, and then ultimately it may generate revenue. You can also, of course, donate gift certificates and services, and that's usually where they call you or they ask you or send you an email, say, hey, do you want exposure? Well, in this case, you're being very selective. You're choosing the organization. They may come to you and you may decide, yes, this is a perfect fit, but you want to be sure the organization or the event is close to your office. You're not driving an hour to get there, because the clients that you meet there are not going to drive back an hour to get to your practice. Make sure that if it's a group of teachers that you're donating services for, but you can't start your practice, you can't see clients after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, don't do it. Teachers are not your dream client because the scheduling doesn't work. So figure out which organization you want to donate services or gift certificates. And in that case, they offer them out usually in somewhat of an auction environment. And if that's the case, you make sure you ask, what exposure will they give you? What promotion will they give you in exchange for this gift certificate? Ask them for clickable links on their website. That means somebody's seeing your offer in the auction, you have a link directly to your website or to a page on your website that the person viewing the website can click. Ask them for your logo to be up there. Ask them for something written up in the brochure. You have to ask for that. Remember, a lot of these charities and organizations are just some person volunteering. They have no idea what they're doing. You can totally ask for what you want in exchange for donating. Make sure you put some parameters around it, some stipulations. That's how you can fine tune who applies or receives your gifts with the prerequisites that match your dream client selection. And then the last way, of course, is to donate money to the cause. And that's easy. You write a check or you make a payment online. So you decide once a month, once a week, however you would like to donate. That's the first way. The second way is you do a cross promotion with a charity or a cause. So for example, Autism Speaks, they have a walk around the country in every city or major cities, or the 22 push-up challenge. It's an online challenge, kind of like the ice bucket challenge that was for Lou Gehrig's. So these are organizations or events or charities or causes that are already doing things that you piggyback on. So I like to have you encourage people to join, your current clients, your prospective clients, your healthcare other partners who refer to you, your team. You get them all to do this charity or this event or this cause, post on social media, encourage their friends to join, and then tag you on social media so that way to encourage them. Everybody who participates and tags, you can throw everybody's name into a drawing and somebody will win either a package or a program or a service or a product. So it encourages people to be involved and they invite their friends. So hopefully there's more people getting to know you and you now have the ability to cross promote with the organization as well as with the people who have been a part of the cause that you've organized. That's the second way. And then the third way is my favorite. And this is where you sponsor a group of people in-house. So the other two were you going out. This is in-house. This is, again, the We Give Back program. This is my favorite. We've been doing it since 2003, like I said. Every single month, our wellness center donates over $2,500 worth of free services every single month. We've done it, except for COVID when we were shut down for a little bit. Those months, of course, we didn't. And we've been ramping back up. People are coming back into the office now. And the way you do a We Give Back, and I'll give you a brief overview here, and I will invite you, if you like this, to reach out to me because it's a program that I have and that I license to other clinics, one per city, to keep it very, very potent. That's a good word. So you choose a group of people who you want to target. And again, I encourage you to have it be part of your dream client demographics. Who do you want to reach out to? So teachers, high school athletes, musicians, busy executives, those are just some examples. You decide how many services you want to donate. Now we donate 25. Our goal is 25 every month. I know this month, I think we're ending up giving, I think we're already up to like 50. Again, they're not all free. We figured out that on average, each new client who comes to us as part of our We Give Back program, each new client, and I'm going to add, when you get the slides, you'll have a new slide of how this breaks out, because each new client, you saw this request for all these people. Now, some people are not going to come in, that we're going to talk with them. It's not going to be a good fit, or maybe they can't walk a flight of stairs to our office. So they're not all going to become clients, but we figured on average, each new client who does come in is worth about $45 to $50 to us. And that's through either them upgrading to a paid service or no, that is from just the upgrade. That doesn't even count the repeat visits, the revenue that's generated from them when they come back, or they're referring people, or they're purchasing of products or certificates or things like that. So on average, $45 to $50 per person we get. Didn't cost us a cent. That's the value that we get back for donating a free service. So you choose, we do 25, you choose how many services you want to donate each month, each week, each year, however you want to do it. And then of course you choose the date, the week, the month, and then you contact the organizations that are working already associated with the target market you want to gift your services to. And then, of course, when they walk in the door, this is your chance to wow them. So then you can resell them or upsell them ethically. So like I said, with the We Give Back, here's another screenshot. This is a different day. This is a different day. It starts from the bottom. Yesterday at 5:49 p.m., we got an email, and then you could just see, boom, 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 all the times, 5:55, 5:55, 5:58, 5:59, 6 o'clock, 6:11, 6:14, 6:23, all the way up to yesterday at midnight. And then it started again in the morning. And why did it all come in like that? Because one email went out, not by us, but from an organization to their people. So they got the email. In this case, it was right before 6 o'clock. They got the email and they went to our website. Boom, 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 boom. private page. It's not accessible by anybody unless we direct them there. So it's very streamlined. It's a super simple process. It's like not any complicated funnels and stuff. I created the web page, so if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's just a great way. We learned, and I'm teaching you now and those who go through my program, you'll learn that the phone call works. If they want to call the schedule, we used to do that. But then we realized having a request form, because it's a precise private practice, not open to the public, and we don't use an online booking schedule. We do not let them just schedule their own sessions. We need to have a conversation with them. Because again, why? You want to make sure you're attracting your dream clients. You're not open to the public anymore. At least if you hang around in my campus, you're not going to be an open to the public. You're going to handpick every single client who comes into your practice. So with your WeGiveBack program, when you structure it strategically, your reputation grows, new clients come in, and you can ethically generate revenue from them. You can sell more in the future or for products and programs. In a precise private practice, when they come in for one of your sample sessions, you both are test driving the other. You both are deciding, do we like each other? Are we a good fit to keep working together? That's so important. And if they're not a good fit to work with you again, then you don't need to continue that relationship. Again, we talked a little bit about social media and tagging, but when you do any of these giving back programs, make sure that you're using social media to your advantage, because it's there. I'm guilty of this. I forget a lot of times. We don't take the pictures and we don't do the hashtags and the sharing and stuff like that. But if you're on social media, be sure to use it to your advantage and tag the right people and the right organization. And that way you'll be boosting your reputation. You also can write press releases and submit news to the media. Now, the media is always looking for stories. Oftentimes it's focused on tragedy and drama, but they also are looking for heartfelt, feel-good stories. And that's where this comes in. So you get free press, you can get free press, you can get more exposure, you can get write-ups in your local paper or the radio, you can put it in industry publications, whatever your specialty is, you can tie into those organizations, send the press release out, sharing that you've donated your time or your services and how you've done that, and they write about you. It's really a wonderful way to get your brand more exposure in a positive light. Again, people support businesses that are giving back to their community. If you're part of my WeGiveBack program, I will give you the template as a bonus in the program, so you don't need to worry about how to write a press release. All right. So you've learned the most effective approach to strategic, I'm going to underline, I should underline, strategically giving back while attracting dream clients. You've got enough information, you can totally do it. You can go and you can apply this information starting this week if you'd like. And of course, if you want to know more, if you want to know the nuances about giving back, the WeGiveBack program, how to offer a WeGiveBack program where you can also start generating about $50. And when I say $50 a client on average, that's not an hour, just so you know. It's not for an hour, because a lot of people have told me, or a few people have come back and said, well, $50 for an hour, Irene, that's pennies. Yeah, it is pennies. It is pennies, but that's why it's not for an hour. So there's ways of structuring your free session where you're generating the revenue that feels good to you. And even if you end up even if it ends up costing you a little bit of money because you're not collecting the full amount you would get for your session, you are still ahead of the game. Because what I want to point out is that if you did any paid advertising, your paid advertising costs you money, whether you generate 1 new client or 100 new clients. It's a gamble. If you if you know what you're doing, it's less of a gamble. If you've done it before and have a proven track record that you know how to place ads and track ads and do effective advertising, that's great. And there's still a cost that's associated with that, whether you get one client in return or not. With the We Give Back program, you may end up collecting a little bit less than you might if you just charged a full client. But what's happening is your advertising costs, if you will, are paid in time as opposed to money, and only when you're getting a client. So you're only paying for results. I hope that makes sense. So if you want more, of course, reach out to me. I want to just let you know that, you know, some of the wonderful therapists and clinics that I've worked with around the world, I've helped them create their $3,000 to $25,000 a month practice as a city, in their city as a therapist or as a clinic. And I'd love to be able to help you as well. If you want to apply to be part of the original We Give Back program, so you can put all the pieces together, here's a long link. I'm going to say it, and it's here. So it's irenediamond.com/WeGiveBack-registration. So irenediamond.com/WeGiveBack-registration. That is the link that you can go to and pop your info there. You're under no obligation. It's just so we can start a conversation. Again, it needs to be a good fit for you. It's a licensing arrangement. You'll learn all the ins and outs. It's super fun, super easy. The people who've done it before, I'll just always remember Craig. He's a pain relief specialist down in Southern California. He offered his very first We Give Back program. The first time he did it, he had so many people, he didn't need to offer it again for a whole year because he was slammed with new perfect fit dream clients. And so anytime somebody needs a few more clients coming in, they just turn on the We Give Back faucet, do a campaign. And again, you can get as many clients as you want. We cap it because we're a small practice. We only have 3 treatment rooms. Right now it's me, 2, and 1 other therapist. So we're not able to accommodate a huge amount of people. But if your clinic can take in more clients, if you have the capacity to do that, and you want to make sure you're working just with your dream clients, then that's what you do. All right. So I will finish by saying big heart does equal big money. You can attract affluent, appreciative clients who pay, stay, and refer. And you can do this for effective, efficient pain relief, stress management, improved mobility, all the things that you do. So I want to thank you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. There we are. Hello. I hope that you found some value in that. Hi, Donnell.
Well, I haven't seen any chats or questions come in, so people are still probably overwhelmed with the wealth of information you gave them. I had one small little question, and you'll probably say, ask your accountant.
Go for it.
But with gift certificates, are they considered money and tax deductible?
Again, I'm not an accountant, but I don't believe so.
Okay.
Because your gift certificate is what I was taught years ago by an accountant who, was very proficient in all of this, because I thought, oh, wait, I can write off all these services. He said, no, because it's my time. So if you're donating a gift certificate, until you've, even if somebody's redeemed it, it's still time. Does that make sense? So a gift certificate is a certificate for service.
All right. So and no. Meryl replied, no. So yeah. I just was curious about that.
Yeah. And again, also, even if you donate money, it depends on your corporate structure. If how your business is set up, if you're a sole proprietor or corporation, that'll determine as well how you write off even your financial contributions.
Well,
Yeah.
you covered a lot of ground, a lot of good ideas. And what I'd like to say to the audience is tomorrow, I will be sending a follow-up email with a
Mhm.
link to today's recording, as well as the PDF of Irene's presentation and contact information so that you can reach her directly with questions, comments, interest. And I'd also like to mention our upcoming Edu Talks. On November 8th, we have Visceral Manipulation Approach for Whiplash with Lori Dowiak. November 22nd, CBD and Your Practice with Shamaya Cha. And December 6th, Professional Boundaries Using Draping with Sandy Fritz. So we have some great speakers to finish out the year. I'm also going to include in the follow-up email as I think about it. Irene presented an Edu Talk a year ago, October. It's in the Biotone website under the Edu Talk tab, and I will include a link to that as well. So you have both her Edu Talks and the materials. So thank you everyone for joining us. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing, Irene?
No, I mean, I think I've covered a lot. Really want to encourage people to think about how to strategically give back while using that to their advantage. The big heart does not mean that your practice cannot benefit as well. It's a weird thing. It's like me giving back here. Yes, of course, I would love to work with a few of you. I would love to have you come in. And it took me a while to get that and to be okay with that. And in a private practice, same concept. So thank you for letting me have this opportunity. I hope I have inspired some people, get some juices flowing, giving back to the community. It's a win-win-win. Like I said, triple win: community, your team, and you and the clients. How can you go wrong?
It's great. And I noticed in chats you put the link in. So I'll include that in the email follow-up tomorrow as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Irene, for a wonderful presentation that really is of value for therapists to take into their practice and share with their community.
I did think of one last thing, if it's okay, Donnell. I would
Yes.
love, for those of you who are saying thank you, so good, all that, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I would love if you had a thought of why this was good, to email it to me, irene@diamondwellness.com, or somehow get it to me. Let me know what was so good about it. How did it help you? Because that helps me be a better presenter. And that is just so invaluable to really get your feedback about what was so good about it. What'd you like? So thank you for that.
Good point. Good point. I'll include that in the email follow-up as well. All right.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you, everyone. Please join us for upcoming Edu Talks and watch your inbox. Oh, watch your inbox for the follow-up email. If you do not see it by tomorrow afternoon, please check your spam folder. And otherwise, the recording will be posted on biotone.com under the Edu Talk tab. We don't have the handouts there, but you can contact me via email to receive those if you did not find my follow-up in your inbox or spam. Okay, thank you. Everyone have a great evening. Again, wonderful talk, and hopefully we'll see you again in the near future.
I know we have a date for next year.
We do. Can't wait for the topic.
All
right.
All right, everybody. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Be safe.